everyone. My name is Michael Thurber, photojournalist and sociologist here at VEDA World News or at VEDACOM.com. That is VEDACOMM.com with 2 M's. And I'm here today with Holly Cotton and special guest
Sheba.
All right, and Holly Cotton, as you all know, it is always about you.
But why do we have to say that every time?
We have to say it because it's true.
All right, well, play with your mammy, not me then.
Your iPad?
No, I don't need it.
Okay.
I do appreciate you looking out for me on that one, though. But again, you are in the world of PR. Mm-hmm. And for those that don't know what PR is, it is public relations. And again, what started you in the world of PR?
A natural divine gift and being chatty. I'm gonna tell y'all honestly, and I didn't say this before, we did have to start over because Mercury retrograde. Anyway, you know, it's like when you're messy or you just talk a lot or you might be like a gossip. Mm-hmm. Like, this is good gossip.
This is good gossip?
Yeah.
Am I actively taking part of gossip now?
You're in the tea. You're in the tea right now.
If you are disseminating information, which is what public relations is, you're sharing information.
Okay.
So being a PR person means that this is something that I'm very good at, keep the secrets of your clients. So you make sure that what is shared is what they've asked you to share.
Correct.
Or what will amplify their image and help them make an impact. So as a natural chatty girl, I turned being chatty into my work.
Okay.
You know, like, that's just in me. I'm going to talk.
Gotcha.
So, let's talk about it.
And again, you stated previously that communications is something that you really gravitated to, that you really had from a very early point in your life.
I mean, I've been broken up with or had men tell me I talk too much. Well, I turned talking too much into a career, because it's my job to talk about certain things.
Okay. Holly?
Yeah, so before we started filming, and then when we filmed the last time, we were talking about something. And so what I wanted to do is just circle back to that, because I think that it's so important for people whenever we're talking about branding and how they're talking, how we were differentiating between personal branding versus business branding, and having a product versus branding yourself. So for anyone that's there that you're maybe thinking about, well, I don't have a product yet, or maybe I have a product but I don't want to be the face of the product, what's some advice, or how do you help someone that's coming in as a client that really doesn't know where to go or what to do with some of those types of scenarios?
So I would say if it's product centric, the product is the personality, and you can give your product a personality. Like if it's candles, like what do the candles sound like when they talk to people? Like, because in the caption something has to be connecting with the human, so don't use AI to come up with your captions and then AI to come up with your images. Like, use real people even if it's not you. So if you do have a personal brand, or if you haven't built a personal brand yet but you do have a product, that personal brand can help you sell your product, because people buy from people. So if I love you, I don't care what it is that you're selling, I'm like, I love her, I'm gonna go buy it. And when it comes to branding, like, let's think beyond logos, because a lot of people think about logos when they think about branding. But building a brand is about what is the mission, vision, and the purpose of what you are creating, and how does it make people feel, which is kind of where PR comes in, because it's our job to make sure that the people feel what you want them to feel.
Here's a quick question. For anyone that was looking to have a brand, build a brand, or wanted to put a brand out, what are 3 major tips that you would love to give to them right now?
Market research.
Okay.
So that you can know your audience, so that you're not just out here doing anything. Really sit with what it is that you want to create, so that you have a clear vision of that. And then just get started. Like, don't hold yourself back or wait until perfection, because honestly, some of the greatest brands and the best things have been built through trial and error. A lot of these brands that we know and trust today, that's not how they started, but you have to build up to the point of where success happens. No one is overnight success. It takes years to build something great.
This is absolutely true. And a lot of people really don't want to put that time in. They say that it takes about 3 to 5 years for a business to really gain some traction. Is that something that you've seen professionally? How about you, Holly? Have you seen that as well?
Well, I mean, I've seen that with me.
Yeah.
When I look back, I literally made my first book, or published my first book, 2020, and I have pictures that will come up on my Instagram 5 years ago, 4 years ago, and I started trying to figure out, okay, now that I have a book, maybe I should have a business with it. So I started Strong Squad, and I have pictures of me in the garage making t-shirts at 1 o'clock,
Really?
2 o'clock in the morning. But that sort of, obviously that wasn't the direction I needed to go in, but at least I can say that I did it, I tried it. It's not for me. Good luck. People who want to do clothing, I love it for you guys. Y'all want to do workout stuff, I love it. That wasn't where I needed to be. And for me, I think I had to always think bigger, think bigger, think bigger. And so I think that that's a key when I look back at, well, golly, dang, 3 years ago, nobody, I wasn't here, or 2 years ago, or this, or wow, 2 years ago I was in Los Angeles, or I was in LA, I was in Las Vegas. I was doing, sometimes I forget that, those things were part of the brand, and that's what I was gonna also just have dialogue with Sheba as well, because I know that, especially being in a city like Houston, which Mike and I have talked about numerous times, about how cliquey Houston can be, and how the sort of people who have some type of celebrity status in Houston, for whatever reason, we don't even know why people make them celebrities, but then they get into these spaces, and it's like, but again, that's the personal brand part of it. So excuse me, what is something that you've learned personally, because again, you've done the branding for the PR, and then you've done branding for yourself. So what is something that you learned along the way that you were like, Lord, I wish I wouldn't have done that? That's sort of advice for someone trying to grow that personal brand.
Excuse me. So this is what I learned. First of all, I want to also co-sign. It has taken me about 6 years to get right here.
Really?
Yeah, and I didn't start out exactly right here, so I got here through trial and error.
And here she made it to the top at VEDA, baby. We went VEDA to dad. Started from the bottom, now we're here.
Listen, one of the things I learned, because remember, I think I told y'all, oh, we didn't get that on camera now because of Mercury retrograde. He mentioned that. I needed to build a new network, and that's really what you're gonna have to do. You need to build a network of people who trust, know, and believe you, right?
This is true.
But when I started building that network, I started with going to so many networking events. I mean, I spent so much money going to events, buying tickets, buying VIP, going into these rooms, talking to people, and just building a network, right? Oh my God, some of that was a waste of money. So my suggestion is decide what type of network you want to build, and only go to those types of events. You don't have to go to everything. I mean, I was going everywhere. And of course that was twofold for me, because I had nothing going on. So I was like, I don't have any clients right now. I just literally am not busy. I've got to give myself something to do online. So to make content, because I think I have 150 followers on that page. So to make content and to meet people, I started going to networking events and making content based on going to those events. But if I could go back, I would save my money, baby.
Really?
Yeah, there was so many
that's question, because a lot of people throw networking events right here in Houston, and of course all over the world. But again, for you stated that the networking events were not that fruitful. Holly, did you find that out as well? I have to ask both sides.
Yeah. So I'll say this so I can be politically correct.
Okay.
Unfortunately, people place value on you on how other people value you.
Okay.
So, which I tell my son all the time as well. People don't respect you until they see other people respecting you. And so I think that is the key to the networking aspect of it, because when you go into a place and you have that value of where, oh, if she's in the room, then I know that this is a good event, or whatever. So I think that it's hard balancing that.
Like a confidence game, so to speak.
No, not
necessarily.
necessarily.
Tell you how it worked for me, because honestly, me and Holly becoming friends, it was like overnight. People were like, "Okay, now you're legit." In certain spaces, which I felt was so interesting, because literally I was the same person I was the day before I posted that she and I were together. But once she and I were together, they were like, "Well, maybe I can talk to you now." But here's the gotcha: I don't want to talk to you.
Right.
Okay. So strategic partnerships are important. And I mean, in my book that I'm releasing up, I've
Okay.
got this very important chapter in there. And I do reference my relationship with Holly because it's a real-time example of a strategic partnership, which we're friends, but just being together elevated my position in Houston networking society. Which
Yeah,
is
because I
so
would be
stupid.
like, I wouldn't even go, and then I would be like, you want to go to this, and she's like, okay, and then we go, and then it's people there, because I get invited to stuff all the time, you
I
know,
believe it.
and then I'm just like, you know, but that's also part of my brand is not being accessible in everything.
Yeah.
So if I'm going somewhere, I like to be exclusive. I'm in, I'm out. I support everyone. I'll come to your event. I'll show up 5 minutes and then I'm out. You know, whatever. I support you, but there are certain things I like to be exclusive. I'm not going out with drinks for drinks. I'm not
No, I
going.
understand. I
Yeah.
understand that, yeah.
Yeah.
And I think a
But
lot.
let me
Go
say
ahead.
this before we move on. I'm not saying that I don't want to work with y'all.
I am. No.
I'm just saying that if you did snub me in the past and you think that because I am, you know, making more money now or I have better friends or whatever, that you think you can slide up to me, I did not forget how you treated me. That's all I'm saying. Okay.
Understood. I mean, that's
Because play
well.
with your mammy, not her.
But I think it's very important that people really start looking at people, not because of who they know, what
Yeah.
they know. If you're looking to network or scale a business or even start a business, I think it's more important to work with people who want to work with you. Irregardless, is that even a word? Regardless of the fact of who they are.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now, what about, so same thing for you, Mike, because
Oh, God.
I'm just saying, we're talking about personal brands, but it's the same thing for you, you know, showing up somewhere. It's like you have to do so much work to get respected as a photographer, even though you know everything that you've done, you know all the stuff you've done. Do you not have those sort of things where you are like, hello, don't be
Moment of
disrespectful?
truth. And this is going to be very tough for not only for me to say, but for other photographers and photojournalists, is the fact that we want you to like us.
Yeah.
And so oftentimes we will do things for free. And that was a stumbling block for not only me, but a lot of people behind the camera, whether they're doing stills or video or not, because we want to be liked. We want you to say, hey, I'm going to call you next time, and next time I'm going to pay you. And oftentimes, more likely, the opposite is true.
Yeah.
And so that was something that I struggled with. And even though I may have gotten to the point where I am now, I had to tell people no. I had to learn how to say no. I like the calls, I like this, but it's not a good idea for me at this present time.
Absolutely. And that's a really important thing because as you're starting, especially if it's a service-based brand, like what you do or what I
Yes,
do,
ma'am.
you do have to practice a little bit because
You
you
do.
got to build a portfolio. But you have to be the person that says, I've practiced enough. This is how much it costs for you to bring me in.
Correct.
You know, and that's just like you said, it's not easy to set those boundaries because as creatives, we become desperate for opportunity.
We do.
And that's why I said I took myself to those rooms. Nobody sent me there because I needed to do something creative. I needed to create something so that I could get more opportunity. So this is my message to any creative who feels like they're just practicing, and people are, you know, using them and they're not paying you. Well, take that moment of practice and go build something for yourself. Like if you're going to be doing it for free, go do it for you.
Correct. This is absolutely true. You might as well. And I'm typically asking questions. I typically don't chime.
Now you're in the hot seat. Now you're with us.
Again, it is very important. If you're going to do something for free, you felt like you've reached that point where, you know, enough practice, it's now time for, you know, money to flow in. Build your brand with your craft that you feel that you are an expert in, no matter what that may be. And I really do appreciate you saying that.
Yeah, absolutely. I always tell people, okay, like, so for me, like we offer public relations, social media management, and brand management. Well, I don't have to practice any of those because I've already done all of those things on a multiple levels, right?
Yes.
But if you're building a new business with new services, just practice each one a couple times so you can put it in your portfolio, put it on your website which says services. That way if somebody comes asking about it, you can say, I did this and I did this. It costs this much money. And if they don't want to pay you, fine. Go do that thing just like what Holly was asking me earlier. Go do it for yourself.
But I will say this, and since you open this can of worms. So but it's a very good thing. It's a positive thing. It's an inspirational thing. In Houston and unlike other parts of the country, people want you to do things for free. There is a lot of dry begging that happens not only in Houston but around this country. And I find that when people do things for free on a continuous and perpetual basis, it waters down the industry in which they are in. So for instance, if you're behind the camera, you're a photographer, photojournalist, whatever you are behind the camera, if we allow people to continue shooting for free, we will never get the amount of money that we need to make in order to be independent from, let's say, corporate America.
Well, I'm going to tell you this. Last year, I built a media team for an event, right?
Okay.
And I kept thinking, I was like, well, even if these guys don't agree to the rate, or she doesn't agree to their rate, she gonna go find somebody who will do it for less. So we really need a union for creatives.
I've been saying that for a very, very long time. You know what? I tell you what. We know we need it. Do you agree, Ms. Cox?
Yes.
And you brought it up, so obviously you agree.
Yeah, like
I agree. I tell you what.
We got 3 members already.
Already. Thank you very much.
Join the VEDA Cotton
I am
Creative
willing
Union.
to start this organization, this union,
Yeah.
with you two ladies today, right after this show.
I feel like we should set a standard hourly rate, at least a minimum. That way everybody who's working can at least get that minimum hourly rate, because they will go so long. And the reason why I know this is because clients ask me to go find them. And I feel so guilty sometimes because I'm like, that's low. But then I also can always find a creative who will do it for that. But it's because people are really out here trying to eat.
They are. They have unions for screenwriters,
Yeah.
directors, cinematographers right there in LA. And I know this because I'm on these sets with these people as a set photographer. And when they came to Houston, they said $100 a day. That is robbery.
Absolutely.
I need to pay you $500 a day as a set photographer. And it was at that point in my mind, I said, my God, I have been lowballing myself.
Well, I want y'all to know that's how Sheba does business. You bring me your rate, if I can, I would double it. Primarily because that's what you deserve, and you should know what it's like to get paid what you're worth for your craft.
Excellent point. Thank you for bringing that up.
Okay.
Excellent.
Wow. This has been very fruitful. Very, very fruitful. Holly, you want to close out?
Yeah, I just want to say that I think that everything that we've said today is pretty much what's stopping you, which of course I'm trying to get my new book. I already got the outline. It's called Why Not You, and that's what the book is about. It's going to be about, you know, accountability. It's like why is Sheba here? Why is she here talking about this today and you're not? You know, why is Mike doing behind the sets films and stuff, and you are trying to start your photography business and not? Like, there is a personal accountability that you have to take as well. Like, even though you're not in the room, you heard both of us saying we got in the room.
Yeah.
I said you're gonna remember Holly Cotton. It's gonna be a name. It's gonna be a household name. I'm gonna see my name in Times Square. Like, I just said it. And like, there was even today, like anything that I say, there is nothing that's gonna stop me from doing it. Sheba knows. I'll be like, girl, I'm about to write me this. I'm about to do this. I'm about to whatever.
And then 2 days later, she's like, so I already did it.
And she'll get mad at me because she's like, I could have did that. I do that for PR, and I'm like, oh, you know, I just.
That's why I said sometimes PR girl.
Yeah. Sometimes.
Molly does a lot, but that's because she's fully capable and she knows that she's intelligent, and she doesn't have the mindset blocks that stop us from our own excellence. I have a shirt called Black and Magnificent, but really you could be any color and be magnificent.
This is true.
You just have to believe it first.
Yeah,
so I can't wait to read the book.
Yeah, that's coming
Sheba,
soon.
where can people find you?
People can find me primarily on Instagram, because this is what I tell people. That's like my working portfolio. If you don't feel like I know how to do anything, fine. Come and watch me, because I would not be sending you any big book. At MUZE brand MGMT. You can watch me work.
And what about you, Ms. Cotton? Where can people
I'm
get you?
super. Google Holly Cotton, HOLLYCOTTON, HollyCotton.com, HollyCotton_. All of my other social media is Holly Cotton.
And don't forget to check out the Holly Bot. That is a favorite. That is a favorite.
You have a
Yeah,
Holly bot?
I do.
No, she does. This is the Holly Bot.
You made one?
Well, on my Ink and Imagination page, I added a
Oh.
Hollybot too.
Oh, really?
And then on my Your Mind, Your Magic, that's the whole thing. The interactive website.
So like on Insta, on the Ink and Imagination, you have a Holly bot?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, how cute.
It is
Okay,
very
Holly
much
Bot.
so cute. And my name is Michael Thurble, photojournalist and sociologist here at VEDAcom.com, VEDA World News. It's been an exciting show here to be with Ms. Sheba and always with Ms. Cotton. Thank you.